Hi, fellas. Welcome to a new video. Uh, this is not going to be a theme or traditional video where I upload a poem and then go in the next video I go deep into about the poem. Because the last poem which I uploaded, which is Hopeless Love, I guess is very self-explanatory. It has no allegories or abstraction in it, which I might need to go in it. But like, if you ever think about anything that you want to know why I've written it or something, you can just put it in comment section. I can go deep into it. Just a disclaimer, this video is not going to be coherent. It's going to be a lot of rambling and ranting. And if you're looking for a very good, perfect content, a well scripted content in this video, I'm sorry, you might not find it here today. So if you just want to, I don't know, like many people would be listening to this, but if you are and you hope for something else, you can leave, find some other YouTube videos. But if you want to stay, if you want to listen to my shitty problems and my shitty life, you can. Well, that's. I don't think it's like. Do anyone here like feel so inadequate in their life? Like they literally feel like, you know, like their life is not, like they failed in life completely, even though you might be at great place. Every time, like even like my voice, I feel like it's shit whenever I try to explain things. I couldn't very openly ex- express myself clearly. I wish I would been an American or British, because they have great voices. Like, girls find American voices sexy. Girls find, I'm British. I need quit. I am awesome. Like, that kind of stuff. Yeah. From childhood, I've like suffered from this. Like, teachers used to just hold me and in one part of scale and then just push the entire class or world on the other side of scale and just say like, see, how better they are, how, you know I had shit life childhood. But like still I had feel like I need to swim through inadequacy that I have about me. Every time I see myself with someone else, you know, the very thing that teacher used to do to me in school, I do it to myself every single time. I try to compare myself with them. Their great life, their happiness, how awesome they are. People want to be with them. And then look at me, people wouldn't even give a shit if I die tomorrow. It would be another fucking Thursday for them. Another fucking Thursday. And I was never good at drawing, dancing, singing, nothing. Nothing. I recently started writing things in just out of more love and there's two-sided of things. I started writing poems. I've been writing some stories also by side by side. Is to kind of leave a mark in this world, or keep something about me in future, even after my death. Someone will remember me, but it's most likely someone will just pick something I've written and throw it in a trash can, because that's how much shitty things I write. Every single recently I had started my Instagram. I followed a couple of people, and they're great people in their own ways. Some I this two side of feeling I have. One is of inadequacy when seeing how you know they get comments, likes, everything, which I know is shit things to compare to, but still, it's world is more receptive to some people and not others. Have you ever noticed things like the more I kind of be live in this world and try to see it with a lens of in reality, everyone just seems to run to somewhere that even they don't know where they're running. It's just everyone is running, running, running. And somewhere deep, I don't know. One thing is I can't explain everything that I can observe, but I can feel it. Like I feel like the world is lost and it's just running for the namesake of running. It's like the hamster and the wheel is running. And another reason I started writing poem is frankly it's selfish reason is to impress girls, because you need to be awesome, or you need, because I'm not that good looking. I have flaws in my body, everything. I'm not, blonde, white guy. So I feel like, in order to overcome those insecure things, I need to build something of my own in hopes to impress a girl. But I hardly think it's gonna work. Out of all of things that people often miss out in this world, today's generation is people have relationships, friends, they want to get away from it, in search of independence and, doing your own thing. And I lived my life as that person, hyper independent, and I'm nothing but mess. I can't form friends. Like, I don't know. One thing I found is very strange is I want to rant more about this in future. I don't know if I upload video like this in future, but based on something. But people don't actually value art based on the art itself, that are like the artist. Have you noticed it? Like I live I'm, I'm living in Paris for a long time, and one thing about Mona Lisa near Museum we live. There's a museum in the center of Paris. People just rush to check out Mona Lisa painting. Like it's literally they have like constructed a rectangular barrier about like 6 feet from the painting, to make sure like the painting is more guarded and it doesn't affect because of humidity and other stuff. And people are very much interested into taking a photo of it and being the I've been to museum and monasteries, like to be a part of the crowd. And I sometimes wonder thing is that like there was one person I asked like, do you know anything, any other painting other than Mona Lisa? And she just went on like, oh yeah, this and that, and like there were just so many other paintings apart from the the biblical and the very like humanistic painting that Da Vinci drew. There's so many mechanical drawing and sketches he made about like just like 300 400 years ago before its invention. For example, like he drew a sketch of an helicopter. Some 300 years back, a sketch of a tractor. Some hundreds of years back, and like sometimes one of the things that he drew so many other things, and why people don't know about him? Like if they're so great fan of Mona Lisa and they think that Da Vinci was one of the greatest artists. Why don't they know about other things? And I'm kind of recognized there's another example of a poet called Charles Bukowski. You know, he went out, he started writing poems and other writings. No one gives a shit about him. And then when he found that he was not able to get anywhere with it, he went back to work in an office, post office. He worked there for like a decade or so, and then he went back to writing. No one gives a shit about it. And then he went back to post office, and then like somehow like after during his old age or when he died, people suddenly like became so great fan of him. Like he was one of the great poets and everything. And I was gonna wonder, like he was alive. Like how didn't people find him of his work valuable then suddenly like after his death? Oh, he is one of the great poets. Like that's the thing to say. Like people don't value art; they value artists, and the value on artists is mostly placed by an accident. I think I can guarantee fucking tea and guarantee fucking tea that many great painters, poets, singers that might never see a light of the day. Their art will never see a light of the fucking day. Because not because saying that they wrote bad songs or bad poetry or you know bad acting or something. It's just that people were blind enough to see it then, and suddenly, when they become old or they die, suddenly, oh, he's a great poet. One thing also, like, it's very strange of humans in general is when you die, they always try to relate to you or like try to blow the trumpet, like how the person you were, this and that, and then like where were you when you was alive? People often like put a lot of value in people after they die, like you know, like wedding ceremony, or people dress in black for Christians, white and for Hindus, and like why? Like he's dead, she's dead, bury him or her and move on. Like what is this thing? Like Charles Bukowski needed to die in order to people to see it, and now like we were literally joking off about like how great the artist was. Just sometimes like you're so alone in this world, and I don't know for other people, but at least for me, like my ability to make friends never came. And, like alone, even when people try to reach to me, I like telling questions like, oh, if I do this thing, it will offend him. If I do this thing, it will offend her. Just forget it. Just live and die alone. And like it was like affected me to find a partner in life. I don't know. One thing is I don't think world is necessarily that happy as it portrays to be. Everyone is sad, and I don't think everyone, but people who see world in its grand scheme as it is in see like world is not as it claimed to be. And then you know like and like society puts a lot of when also like when we say like society puts a lot of pressure on people, it's not the um, problem of one gender or like male female, like it's just like things just were there, and a lot of like for example for me, like I'm nearly in my 30s, and I never sorry I never had a relationship, and like I know people like had like relationship after relationship, and like they become very, I don't know, like an experience in those manners. Like they had relationship, they knew how to navigate it, and then I feel like, oh God, like why would a like girl be with me? You know, like they have like like funny thing is everything in this world you need to have some kind of experience, job, anything. And even that could not suffice because you need to prove every single day that you're good, because you know you might just find someone and then one day like change it, like, oh, things are not looking at, bye, and move on. I don't know. Strange world we live in. We ruled by hearts, not people. When you're in a herd, you better live by the rules or die stranger, they say. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I guess like you guys might have bored listening to someone rant and like pick it up. God, you should just stop ranting. Anyways, if anybody stood here for the end, thanks for listening. I guess. Else, have a good day. I know. I hope you would have. For me, it's been some good days, but mostly not. Anyway, thanks.